Hello and welcome to the Wisdom Vault. This is Dr. Sonja TV, and today we're going to talk about strong women are just surviving. Unlock the traits to become powerful and win at this game called life. Now, I know you're like, she's reading. You know why? Because I want to make sure you hear exactly what I'm saying. And let me kind of break this down for you. Many years ago, and if you didn't know already, I am U.S. Army retired major, combat veteran, all that, all that stuff, which is powerful. But at the same time, I found myself in a situation where I was like so many women that were out there. We're strong. Let's be honest. Our mothers, our grandmothers, our aunts taught us to be strong. But one thing they forgot to tell us or share with us or even show us is how to be powerful. There are a lot of strong women walking the face of this earth that are not winning at this game called life. Well, I have 5 pillars that are going to help you begin to win even the more at life and relationships, business, or what have you. So let's get into it, shall we? Now, let me go over here. And you're going to see me often right on this board per se. It depends when I have a lot to say and I want to make sure I stay on track. These are the 5 pillars that you can begin using today. Go ahead and put in the chat somewhere. Today. You can begin using these traits today for you to begin to start winning and thriving in life and become not strong, but powerful. Number 1 trait is the big R, right? The R. That's a pillar in the area of relationships. Now, let me put this down on that one. If you are listening to the sound of my voice right now, and you are in a relationship that is not really involving the love that you're looking for, this is one of the traits that you really have to start looking at, is your relationship trait or the relationship pillar. You have to ask these questions to yourself. Is the relationship that I'm in right now at this very moment, is it helping me be a better person? Is it showing me how to love, feel love, and to give love? And my dear, if it is not, you may, and I'm just saying, don't be mad at the messenger, you may be in the wrong relationship. Now, let me do a caveat because I don't want anybody to think Dr. Sonja said I need to divorce my husband or I need to not be with this person. That's not what I'm saying. But in order for you to really tap into this thriving life and be powerful and not just strong, you have to start looking at these pillars. And the number 1 pillar is your relationship. Is it helping you be a better person, a better human being, a better wife, a better woman? Is it helping or is it destroying the opportunities for you to be better? You have to think about that. Let's go to pillar number 2. Pillar number 2 is all about the big E. That is the emotional trait or the emotional pillar. Now, let me say this. If you at this moment right now feel like you're depressed, you're overwhelmed, and it seems like you can't get through that, I'm going to highly advise you call a counselor or speak to a therapist right away. What I'm doing for you today is to point out maybe the unobvious things that you may not have thought about or no one shared with you, but I want you to think about the emotional trait or the emotional pillar. If you at this point in your life have not been able to control your thoughts, and they're negative and they're not helping you be a better person, my dear, as we say, Houston, we don't have takeoff. And so I really want you to think about your emotional state right now. Where are you? Now, we can fake it in front of all of our friends and all of our family, and I'm good. You got your makeup on, your outfit is fly, your lips are popping, your lashes are just on fleek and all of that. But the truth be told, are you really operating in excellence or are you operating in your true power? One thing I know about women, we carry the weight of the world on our back. And there are times we don't have anybody to help us unload. And so we find ourselves, and if I may at this moment, just share a little bit of my story. I found myself many years ago clinically depressed. Yes, I said clinically depressed and suicidal. And as I laid on my suicide couch and I started thinking about, I can't live like this. No one shared these 5 pillars with me like I'm sharing with you. These are the ones that I gleaned over time as I began to grow and gain wisdom in my life. But this big E, this pillar right here, the emotional side, and I started to see many of us, maybe it was just me. Let me just talk about me. I can't talk about everyone else. Maybe it's just me. I came into this place in this space where I knew something was wrong. So guess what I did? I went and got the much needed help. It is not a wonder that I became a licensed clinical faith-based counselor myself. Imagine that. But I needed the much needed help like so many of us out there. And so if this is you, please, please make sure you go reach out and get the needed help that you desire and you deserve for you to be a powerful woman and not just a strong woman. Me really taking a good look at myself deep down and getting to a place where I didn't want to hide anymore. I didn't want to pretend that I was so strong. Bad word. That's a cuss word these days. I wanted to be powerful, but I didn't know what it looked like because I don't know about you. I was always taught you don't show the world that side of you. You are not allowed to be vulnerable. That shows at your weakness. And I'm here to tell you, you being vulnerable, the big V, is the most amazing, most powerful thing that you could ever do. So do a check-in on your emotional state. If you need the help, go get it, okay? And maybe you need a coach in your life. And there's a difference. A therapist is going to help you with your past, right? But a coach is going to help you really look at the life that you deserve and you desire. They're going to help you push you forward. They're going to help you look at the future state, all right? So now let's get into pillar number 3. Pillar number 3 is all about, you ready for it? You ready for it? You ready? Okay, let me look over here. It's a big S. It's the spiritual side. Now, I'm about to say something that's going to offend you. I should have did that disclaimer somewhere around here because I'm probably going to offend someone that is listening to me right now. And maybe that's you. What I've seen on my journey in this industry of being a life and business strategist is that I see many people, this big S, many people are just focusing. Let me change my color. Many just want to focus over here on their spiritual journey. I need to be connected to a higher source. For me, it's God. For you, it may be someone or something else. But for me in my house, I knew I need to be connected to a higher source. But what I also realized that I needed to have a relationship. I needed to have an experience and not just reading words and listening to what someone else was telling me. So I want to ask you a question right now. How's your spiritual journey? How is this pillar? Is this the only thing that you're focused on? You're not thinking about your relationships. I know you are. You're not thinking about your emotional state. I know you should be. I'm just thinking about my spiritual growth. And I'm going to say this. I have seen so many women that have a connection to a higher power, to include God, but they are the most broken people that I've ever met. And I can say that boldly because I was one of them. Yes, I said it. Be mad, be real mad. As they say, it's tight, but it's right. If you are on this journey to a spiritual connection and you are being religious and you're staying there, you're not putting in the work that is needed for you to have this powerful life and for you to win even the more, you will be stuck in the strong space. That S is not for Superwoman. That S is for you to have a spiritual connection like before. And there's not an R there, there's an S. It's not religion that is going to help you be a better woman, a better person, a better human being. It's a spiritual connection. I'm going to pause right there because I probably just lost you. I want to say don't go, but I really want to say bye. Because if this is the biggest part that just in my experience, I don't know about everyone else, but I've seen some other people not get to the life and the lifestyle they deserve because of religion versus a spiritual connection. Let's move on to number 4. I know you're wondering about that one. Let's put a big P in here. Let me change this color over here. The P. This is for your physical. This is the 4th pillar of you thriving and not just being strong, but being powerful is a P. Is your physical. Now, whether you don't I know for me, I got some stretch marks here. I got some dents here. I got all this stuff going on. And I had to get to a place, I have to be satisfied with the body that I was given or the one that I allowed to settle in. Soak that one in just for a second. If you don't like what you look like, change it. Now, I'm not talking about a BBL. I'm not talking about you go and get all these alterations. How about you start working on what you eat? Eat better. Refrain from eating the fried foods and the sugar and all those things that are not good for intake if you don't like what you look like. No more getting to the table and getting a whole plate of food and you're like, I hate to leave food on the plate, so you eat all of it even though you're full. Stop before you get full, where your body is satisfied Look, I'm not trying to tell you how to eat, how to prepare, and all of that. But I just know, again, for you to be a woman that is thriving and not just surviving and being strong, but being powerful, these pillars are going to change the game for you. And this physical, if you don't like what you look like, change it, right? If you want to have the surgery, that's on to you. But I would say don't do it. I would say work toward the body that you like. And if you don't want to change anything, enjoy what you look like and look in the mirror and feel great naked. And if that's where you are not at this moment, it's time to make some changes. Yes or yes. Just go ahead and put yes in the chat. And last but not least, let's get into my favorite. One of the biggest reasons on my journey, me going through a divorce that really took me out, being married 18 years and went through the most horrendous experience that I would say I didn't want my worst enemy to go through. And the reason why I created Wisdom Vaults and the reason why I created Dr. Sonja TV is to really be able to share just my thoughts of what I've seen, what I've been through, and how I know that I can help someone else, especially women that understand these 5 pillars. One of the biggest things that I went through in my divorce, I lost everything. I was financially bankrupt, emotionally, spiritually. I lost everything, houses, cars, money, all of that. And I remember sitting back and I was thinking about, I felt like a loser, like this big L was on my forehead. And when I walked, it popped up for people to see, loser, loser, loser. And what I did not realize is that, like, my mom did not sit at the table with me and talk about finances. Matter of fact, I helped my mom open her checking account. I was 18 years old. I was on my way to college. Matter of fact, I take that back. I was a freshman in college and I came back home because my teammates were talking about their checking in their business account or bank account, excuse me. And then I talked to my mom about hers and then I opened my own. Finances. It is said that 61% of women would rather talk about their death and their funeral than to talk about money and finances. Is that you? Are you leaving all of that responsibility on your husband or your significant other or your partner? Are you taking responsibilities for your credit? Are you taking responsibilities for your finances? And if you are not, I say that it is time for you to do so. Really start thinking of your financial well-being. And one of the things that I realized, you cannot go through this journey and do one of these. You just look at your relationship. I want to be married. I want to be in love, and not look at the emotional state that you find yourself in, or not look at your spiritual growth that you need. Not religious growth, but your spiritual growth, and not look at the physical of do you like what you look like, and not look at your finances. You cannot do one without the other. And this is one thing I'll say, and I don't guarantee a lot of things, but I guarantee you this. If you will look at all 5 of these pillars and start working on each one by one, right? And not leaving one out, your entire life will change right before your very eyes. And the things that you thought were not going to happen for you, you'll begin to manifest and attract the abundance that you deserve and you desire in your life. Now, got homework for you. You're like, I didn't come to this for you to give me homework. I'm going to challenge you in the next 30 days. You begin this journey. Do it 30 days, every single day you're working on one of these entities. Better yet, I would say every day you're working on each one. Saw away, cut away, chip away at each and every one of these and see what your life turns out to be. This is Dr. Sonja. And again, remember, this is all about purpose meeting prosperity. I'll see you at the top.